Hi everybody, Eddie here. We are going to take this opportunity to discuss the highlights of Module 3 that includes the SDP and product decision. The SDP is an important process in marketing, and in fact, it also reflects the core strategy of a business. So I would recommend you to understand the process of SDP. Okay, so let's have a look at the key concepts of SDP. Okay, first of all, let's look at what market is. Market reflects the actual and also future customers. And when it comes to customers, we have two types of customers. Consumer markets and business markets. So, and for your assessments, I would recommend you to work on the consumer markets instead of business markets. And how do we differentiate those two? Well, if you refer to the consumer behavior topic in the previous module, you'll find that consumer market revolves around the product being consumed by family or household or individual, whilst business market reflects the purchase performed for organization. All right, now let's look at the next thing, which is basically about the segmentation. The segmentation actually reflects the process of dividing a total population, the smaller market segment. So if we have, let's say, a large population here, Australia population, okay, we can divide them into smaller market segments. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for instance. Okay, so they are basically what we mean by market segmentation process, the process of dividing a total population into smaller market segments. Okay, and what is market segment? Well, market segment represents individuals, groups, or organizations, if we talk about a business market, with similar characteristics. Okay, with similar characteristics. This slide shows a brief process of target market selection. We identify the appropriate targeting strategy, determine the variables of the segmentation, develop the market segment profiles, what characteristics that we want to use to determine one group of people belong to a group of customers belong to certain market segments, and evaluate it and select the target market. Or in other words, it is basically reflecting about the segmentation analysis, targeting profile, and selecting the target markets, and then we develop certain strategy in our positioning strategy. Okay, so in terms of the identifying the appropriate targeting strategy, there's three perspectives that organizations can refer to. The first one basically revolves around the belief that all customers are the same. All customers are the same. Okay. Because of the customers have been viewed being the same, the organization only prepare one set of offering. Okay, that leads to what we call as mass marketing strategy or undifferentiated targeting strategy. Okay, so that's the first perspective. Okay. And the second perspective is actually the opposite of this perspective. Okay, with this second perspective, the company basically say that all customers are different. Customers are different. Okay, therefore the offering must be customized or individualized, right? That leads us to what we call as micro marketing. Okay, the micro marketing is normally adopted by small business where they can customize their offering. They can also have the flexibility to adjust their offering to meet individualized customers' need. If you look at tailors or hairdresser, for instance, they will talk to you, how would you like to get your hair cut? So they customize it to you. They customize it to your need, okay? Business-to-business marketing also have the certain level of capacity to adjust their own offering. They may have the same product platform, but they adjust the service level that they provide for the customers. Therefore, the pricing strategy may be different from one customer to the other customer. Okay, so that's the second one, the second perspective. The third perspective actually revolves around the belief that customers are not the same, but can be grouped. Can be grouped based on similarities. Okay, based on similarity. Okay, therefore, the companies that adopt this principle basically believe that customers can be segmented, all right? Can be segmented. Therefore, they can provide us with different offering for different market segment. That leads us to one targeting strategy, which is basically differentiated targeting strategy. Okay, differentiated targeting strategy. Okay, here they create different offering for different customer group, okay, or different market segments. Okay, and the other strategy that marketers can come up with this perspective is the niche targeting strategy or concentrated targeting strategy. Okay, in this instance, the company understands there are several market segments where each segment represents different characteristics, but they only want to focus on a single market segment. A single market segment. Okay. Normally, this market segment that they want to focus on is the one that has been overlooked by the market leader. Okay. Therefore, they capitalize all their resources just to create one offering for this single market segment. Okay, so that's niche marketing strategy. Okay, all right. So that's basically the targeting strategy. The targeting strategy.